Scleroderma is a complicated condition. It can impact people very, very differently. For myself, I've become a double amputee. My skin has been very, very tight, limited hand mobility. I have issues with my lungs.
So I was diagnosed with scleroderma 18 years ago. What led to my diagnosis was I was very tired. I could hardly drive to the local shops anymore. I felt like pulling over and sleeping. I was very achy everywhere. I had blue fingers and toes, and I knew something was wrong.
I obviously have scleroderma. I'm one of those people that from the outside you can't see much, other than I'm a middle-aged fat man, but other than that, most of my problem is internal, lungs.
Each person has different signs of scleroderma, so some have heart involvement, some have kidney involvement, others really bad restricted mobility as well.
My scleroderma actually went quite slow at the beginning. It of course started with the fingers and the splitting, and I think it's called calcinosis. They popped up.
For me, I've got lots of things going on. I've got Barrett's esophagus, I've got Raynaud's, I've got telangiectasia, however you say it. But my main problem is my lungs, so I've got interstitial lung disease.
I've had scleroderma for more than 35 years. It's a very, very long time. So I started to get sick when I was 9 years of age. It took them about 2 years to diagnose me, so I was thrown back and forth up from country Victoria up to the big city, back and forth to different doctors trying to figure out what it was.
After 10 years, they found it went to the lungs as well. When it got to the lungs, everything was sort of impossible to do. It also moved slowly, but it was just in the last 3 or 4 years that it got pretty bad, where I was really starting to feel the effects, and it started to affect my life a whole lot.
They came up with the diagnosis with my lungs, and it was related to scleroderma. So my diagnosis, I suppose, when I was actually told that I had scleroderma would have been about mid 2015.
The biggest impact for scleroderma for me is fatigue. And I'm one of those people that like to keep busy, so I have lots of daily activities and have my own business, obviously president of Scleroderma Victoria, always doing lots of different things. So fatigue is my biggest impact. Obviously as well, having double amputee, not having the mobility that I need to.
Through the Scleroderma Foundation, I received a concentrator approximately a year ago, and that helped immensely because I could go from room to room without dragging the oxygen bottle around, so I could do a little bit of pottering.
Well, I suppose for my quality of life, there's not much they can do. Everyone or a lot that have scleroderma can sort of relate to that. Obviously we have the medical and we have the medication interventions.
The other thing with scleroderma too is because I actually don't look unwell, people don't realise the impact of my day-to-day struggles. Things like fatigue, walking long distances, etc., my lung capacity. Those are the things that you can't see, so that makes it quite difficult for people to actually understand scleroderma.
When I was listed for a lung transplant, I suffered a bit of depression, and I couldn't really handle what people were telling me about the disease or me going on this list and having this huge operation.
It is a bit of an emotional roller coaster, the whole journey. Towards the end, before the lung transplant, what was really hard, and you can see the downward spiral. And when your partner says to you, I just want to finish. That was hard. I never gave up. I never gave up on that phone call, and it came through.
The stats say that my life expectancy is going to be shortened somewhat. And with my lung condition, that's true. That's just the way it is. I suppose more than anything is, I have a daughter, and she's, 20 years of age. And I won't walk her down the aisle. Simple as that. I won't see my grandkids. I won't hold them. I won't say hello. They're the things that get me.
And I'd like to thank all the staff at the Alfred. They were just fantastic. And I am blessed to have new lungs, and I'm feeling really good. Thank you.
To improve quality of life for people with scleroderma, we need as many people as possible to get on board with us to help us with advocacy and also creating the awareness.